And we're live. Greetings, friends. Mr. Maddie says happy Monday. Happy Monday to you, sir. How is everyone? How was your weekend? Mr. Maddie says, Antonio, have you seen La La Land? You'd like it. Very sad ending, however. No, I've sort of heard of that movie, but I mean, I know the title. I'm looking up right now. La La Land from 2016. Oh yeah, it's a musical. An American musical romance film with Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone. Interesting. I will take it under consideration. Appreciate it, friend. Always interested in new movie suggestions. How's your weekend? How's everyone? Missed you guys. Sort of took the weekend off. I needed to recharge. Miko says, hello, Super Antonio. Hello, mods. Howdy, folks. Greetings, Miko. Appreciate you being here. Happy Monday. Happy Tuesday for you. And Odog, speaking of mods, has joined the chat. Odog says, greetings, folks. Welcome, Odog. Appreciate you, friend. Happy Monday. How was your weekend? We are off to see Seth. But first we're going to explore a bit. A little bit of cash. You don't know. I don't know if these chests respawn. I haven't checked. I would assume they do, given the state of this game. But I haven't checked. Mr. Maddie says, can I send my horse through the Discord for the viewer horse show by any chance? I would prefer the Gmail, Mr. Maddie, just because I don't check the Discord enough. The Discord, sadly, is not active.
I'm a friend of Mr. West Dickens. My name is Marston. John Marston.
Goodbye, John Marston.
So if you want, for best results, use the Gmail.
We need your help. Me and Mr. West Dickens.
And make sure they're actual screenshots. Mr. Maddie has a thumbs up. Micah's in the house. Greetings, Micah. Micah says hello. Hello to you, friend. Happy Monday. I just kicked someone because they had a Google a Google image of a sooty buckskin Dutch warm blood. So use original screenshots. I mean, I need your horse, not a horse.
I never would have done that to him. Never. Look at me.
Who did this to you?
Unless you have a real horse.
My boy, my man.
Odog says, nobody's Discord is. I really miss Google Plus. And Odog says, sup, Micah? Yeah, for a while the Discord was really active and hopping, and I was having a lot of fun. But it's, I'm not going to say it's a dead app or a dead channel, but it's not, I mean, I have you have an open invite, and if you want to hang out there and talk to people, you are welcome to. But I'm not really active on it. I have a channel on there called Questions for Super Antonio, and I can't even remember the last time someone had a question for me. I'm checking right now.
They feel differently. Now Moses, him, me, are the same. The self-same.
Come on, Seth.
Yeah,
Let's go see
unsure.
Moses, get you your map back. Then maybe you'll
David says, there he is. Greetings, David. Appreciate you being here. I was just checking the Discord. Sorry, I missed your arrival. Welcome, David. Happy Monday. What's for dinner?
How can you sink that low? Digging up graves and looting from the dead.
We got a blue tint to tonight's video just because I wanted to brighten things up. I don't like the sepia, the blown out, washed out tone of the graphics in this game. So I just tried to brighten things, make them, bring them more in a line with Red Dead 2.
You're special.
Folk is cold and heartless all their lives. To me, they get warmer when they're actually cold and heartless. Surely that makes sense to even you.
Not exactly, it don't.
Are we really
Odog
living
asks,
anyway?
what up, Davy
Do you
boy?
exist outside my mind? Maybe we're both having the same dream, and
How was
when
your
we
weekend,
wake up,
David?
we'll die.
David says, on Mondays we Marston. Yes, but back in 2010. Or 1907. No, 1911 actually. Strike that.
Have you looked in the cave, Seth? It's very dark.
What'd you say?
Micah says, that's why the gameplay looked different. I was wondering why at first. We're just trying to put our own unique spin on it. Separate our gameplay and live streams from everyone else's.
So important about this map.
Can't really customize.
Just unimaginable riches and such like. A spark
But
of
we
hope
can
and
make the
a
game
rage and
prettier,
fire
at
I
least
can't put out.
in my eyes.
Much. Another treasure hunter losing everything in the search for nothing.
Oh, I lost it all, partner. My wife, my children, my business. Good riddance to them all. I don't eat, I don't sleep, I don't wash, and I don't care.
I know. I can smell you from here.
How was everyone's
Used to be
weekend?
about the money, but now I don't know who I am no more. see
I had an
myself
interesting
looking at
idea
somebody
for a
else.
video game.
Only it's me.
I won't ever
Maybe it's time you moved on.
develop it. You are welcome to it. I won't sue you. And this game might already
There's no
exist.
difference between night and day, just darkness. I want to see the
And I don't know the title, but you know, if I were giving an elevator pitch, I would call it Future Paramedics. So, you are a paramedic in the future in a dystopian city. You have a really cool ambulance that can probably fly. You've got access to interesting medical technology. And you have to save patients all over the city. And that's the challenge. You know, you need to resupply. You're getting shot out by gang members. You have to take care of gang members. It's third person, but there's a body cam, so you can go into first person. Odog says, rained all weekend, so I gamed mostly on Diablo 4 Season 3. And David says he sounds like Kieran. I didn't notice that with Seth. I was just so distracted by his low body fat and that horrible looking collarbone of his. David says, great weekend. 49ers going to the Super Bowl. I had no idea, David. Well done, friend. Congratulations. I'm very happy for you. Are you going to have a Super Bowl party? When is the Super Bowl? David says, just started Diablo again and skipped the story. Different experience. If you skip the story, I don't think you'll be able to see that Lilith lady that I've heard so much about. Okay, let's steal this deputy's horse. I'm learning how to farm dishonor for Bad Honor Arthur. And really, you can just jump on a horse and ride him 6 feet, and you'll get that honor ding. Odog says, I hope they win it. And David says, February 11th. You know, you probably are aware, David, but you can always rely on the bump in the stock market, the Super Bowl on Super Bowl Monday. It's been proven. You always get a little bump. Odog says, my Wolverines won the college title. Only fair the 49ers win one for you. Yeah, Odog, or David, you need that ring. That Super Bowl ring. Are they playing Taylor Swift's team? or is she dating somebody from the 49ers? I'm not really paying attention, just from a pop culture perspective. Taylor Swift has been in the news a lot because she has a football boyfriend, I guess. I'm not really a Swiftie, as you would call them, I suppose. But so that's really all I know about the Super Bowl. Is Taylor Swift is going to be there, and there might be some kind of controversy there. I'm not sure. Trying to stay out of it. Don't care. But if the 49ers are playing, I care, David, because it's your team. Therefore, it is the channel's team. I'll say that right now. I don't know what that means, but I'm happy for you. Odok says, yeah, God, I'm sick of her bony ass. Well, David says, yes, the Swifties. Yes, yeah, Taylor Swift is rather slender, I guess you could say. I mean, she has an okay voice. It's likable, I would say. I would call her voice likable, but she doesn't really make music for me, and I don't care. David says, this is our year. We have the toughest team. Okay, I'm happy for us. And we're all rooting for you, David. We are all in your corner. What are you going to serve at your Super Bowl party? Because we all want to be there.
Seth lost his mind a long time ago.
Odog says, so channel teams, college, Michigan Wolverines and Alabama Crimson Tide. NFL, the San Francisco 49ers and Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay, Odog, you're in charge of all of that. Do we need a baseball team? We should have a baseball and basketball team too, I think. And a football, and I mean an European football or soccer team. So we can participate in the World Cup. Because there are a lot of Euros on this channel. David says, Stanford man, myself, followed Bill Walsh there. Micah said, what would you rate Morrissey's voice on a scale of 1 through 10? 9. He has a beautiful tenor. I mean, pound for pound, technically speaking. I don't know how he sounds now, but he's got a gorgeous Irish voice. The Irish and the Welsh, great singers. It's in their blood. Odog says the New York Yankees, and Red 2 says, hi, greetings Red 2, happy Monday. On Mondays, we Marston in Red Dead 1. Odog says, problem is, Stanford has never won anything. They want the Stanford prison experiment. And David V says, never heard of him.
I think you gone pissed yourself, Moses.
Anyways, what do you think of my future paramedic video game scenario? I would play it. It would be fun.
Here, take it. You earned it for helping me with Moses. Come on. We can
David says, unfortunately not.
Best we deal with this now, mister.
It's because I've been watching this show called Chicago Fire, which, as you can tell, is set in Chicago and follows a fire department. It's on Amazon Prime, but I think it was originally on NBC. There's a ridiculous amount of seasons. They've got like 12, 16 seasons. It's Dick Wolf, the Law and Order guy. And so he has Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, Chicago Med, and Chicago Justice. So all things Chicago, and all the stories and actors interlink. So it's like one firefighter gets injured on Chicago Fire, and then he gets like operated on in Chicago Med, you know. So it just all, it's a genius idea for a series. But I like Chicago Fire the best. David says, Dad said follow Bill Walsh. When he left from Cleveland, he went to Stanford, the 49ers. Okay. Micah says, I'm watching Chicago right now. Severide is getting yelled at by one of the two chiefs right now, LOL. Yeah, Severide. I started on Chicago PD. And I'll return to it. And I've been watching the crossovers, but I prefer Chicago Fire. I mean, it's just how many drug dealers and cartel members can you arrest, and you know, it's just crime isn't as interesting to me as saving people, as just being heroic. Odog says, yeah, I followed Walsh. I was an SF Giants and Steelers were my favorite teams, but I dumped San Francisco after the DiBartolo fallout. Yes, that was when DiBartolo. I don't know. I can't even. I cannot improvise. Metro Edit says, what did I miss? You missed so much, Metro. We've been going on here for 18 minutes. Happy Monday, Metro. We have decided that the 49ers are the channel team. So we are planning our 49er Super Bowl party. David says, Niner fan for 43 years now.
Spirit of the West for a monthly back east. You know, I'm sending them my oh so witty and oh so pertinent.
Micah says Chicago Fire is also the oldest out of all the Chicago shows. Yeah, I think I'm on season 5 or 6 now. But I originally started watching because Lauren German. I've always had a crush on her. She used to be on a show called Lucifer. That's how I knew her. And then I was thinking about Chicago Fire, you know, just scrolling through the channel. And I was like, oh, Lauren German's in it. Okay, let's give this a chance. Dawson just left. Didn't love Dawson. I mean, you know, I don't think she was... I shouldn't say this, but I don't think she was as pretty as everyone was trying to convince me, the viewer, she is. I don't understand why all these men were in love with her or attracted to her or obsessed with her. Metro says, I don't like the Tennessee Titans, even though I'm from Tennessee, but I do like the Vols. David says, brah, you ain't even that old yet. And Odog says Steelers for 46 years. And then Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers are, because Pittsburgh is a steel manufacturing town. I have to get into the etymology of the names. And then 49ers, of course, is 1849, the gold rush, the California gold rush.
All right, but it's got to be something to do with that government boy.
We'll talk to him, find out what he knows.
Fucking is. Where is she, Marston? Who? My daughter, you fucking scum. Where's Bonnie?
I don't know. I haven't seen her since after the fire. Why?
I like the Baltimore Ravens because they're named after Edgar Allan Poe. And that is a, I believe, the only literary reference in the NFL. Micah says, I liked Jimmy before his brother passed away. That event changed. Oh yeah, I thought they were going to have Jimmy. I thought they were going to move Jimmy into the main cast, and then they turned him into a villain. That was so odd. I didn't understand why they were doing that. Maybe he got a better offer, or they wasn't getting along with the cast, so they wrote him out. Odog says, yep, 6 championships, most so far. Odog says, screw the Ravens, they're Sour Patch rival. Yeah, I know. I know you don't like the Ravens, O-Dog.
Then you get
I
your
was
daughter
just
back.
pointing out that they are the only literary reference
Yeah, you do.
in the
Let's not
NFL.
waste each other's time pretending otherwise. Whole government themselves ain't much more than a bunch of crooks. This is the land of
I'm just trying to keep up with
opportunity,
you football fans.
And I'm giving you the
Participate as I know how, which is not really,
for 15 friends of mine. Take our
certainly not on your level.
loneliness on her. Where the hell is she? Where is she, boy? Ring dig up the tumbleweed in a couple hours. And don't get no funny ideas.
Doesn't PS4 have a football game? PS4 football.
What do we do?
Yeah, Madden. Madden NFL 24.
Mr. McFarland, I'll get you your daughter back.
I knew I'd heard about that. Yeah. Micah says, I have an uncle who loves the Ravens, probably because he's from Baltimore. David says, man, Brady has more than that. Yeah, well, Edgar Allan Poe was, I believe he was born in Baltimore. I could be mistaken.
Quick as you can, deputy. Make sure he's tied on good.
So, O-Dog David, do you play Madden 24? Do you play these PS4 football games? O-Dog says Madden goes back to the mid-90s.
Come on, let's get this charmer to tumbleweed. See, this is what happens when the federals interfere in our affairs. Are you happy now?
No, I ain't happy at all. And I already told you, I ain't with the government.
Now you say that, John, but the only thing I know for sure is who sent you.
They made
Metro says, I spent all of today build my honor and try to make my outfit look like Wild Bill Hickok in Red Dead 2. We're doing a Bad Honor playthrough with Arthur on Fridays. Bad Honor Arthur. And I just got, I figured out a pair of chaps that will work for now. Not 100% sold on them. They're black and white trapper chaps. They look very vaquero and very, they're not as sleek as the fringe chaps that I like for Arthur. They're wide, but they're interesting. It's an interesting look. David says, I'm very old school Nintendo Techno Bowl. And O-Dog says, I haven't played Madden in about 2 years. I still play NCAA football on the PS3 though. David says, not very good at Madden. And O-Dog says, yeah, I've had all techno bowls.
What is this place we're headed?
Tumbleweed, a lonely, godforsaken place. Some people say it's haunted. It was quite a town back in its day. Then they built the railroad to Armadillo.
Micah says, what do you think of Voight on Chicago PD? I liked him. I liked both versions of him. I thought it was a little bit, when they gave him his own show and they said he was undercover for IA, just to turn him into a good guy, but he started off as a villain. So I thought, I like that actor. I like his voice, his gravitas. I like the team. Aaron, I like the relationship with Aaron. So yeah, I like both versions of him. So it's like they didn't have the whole story on Chicago Fire. But of course you had to make him a good guy.
It's no secret why I'm here, Marshal. I told you the very
David says, Montana to Rice was always a hit. That is a bunch of words that make no sense to me. But I am sure it is, it makes me sound articulate and educated on football, so I'll take it.
ain't much difference between the two, as far as I can tell.
There have to be rules, Marston. Even you must understand that.
It's easy to make up rules, but they ain't much use.
Yeah, right now I'm only watching the crossovers between Chicago Fire and Chicago PD. And I guess when I finish Chicago Fire, and the series is ongoing, it's still in production now, I think I'll go back to Chicago PD. I'm on season 4 or 5 of Chicago PD, but I dropped it, and I'm just focused on Chicago Fire.
What I've seen since I've arrived here, the law ain't
Micah says, I like Trudy the most, especially during the first season or two. She marries Mouch. I really like that romance. Very charming. Odog says, Sims to Bavario, Maggot, and LT were beasts. And David says, Gunsmoke on PC was a shooter game. David says, man, Bo Jackson. I remember Bo Jackson. What's Bo Jackson up to?
Come on, boys! Over the bridge!
Bo Jackson. Former professional baseball and football player.
John,
Yeah, but what is he doing now?
prisoner for Bonnie in the middle of town. Keep your eyes open. I sincerely doubt these scum plan to play fair.
Fair my ass. Bet.
He had a hip injury.
He's gonna be my shield, ain't you, Norm?
Life after sports. Bachelor of Science in Family and Child Development. Dabbled in acting. He was on The Fresh Prince.
All right, I'm moving. I'm sure it's been nice for the boys to have a
Working with his own brand, Promise Nutraceuticals, Jackson announced a line of CBD products called Hero Brand CBD in November 2021.
Get these ropes off me, boys!
Wait,
Metro says Seth is one of the weirder characters in Red Dead Redemption. Yeah, he's horrifying, but I like him. Odog says Christian Okoye was even harder to deal with than Bo. And David says, man, Okoye, woo. We are rescuing Bonnie. This was harder than I thought because I was worried about Bonnie, and I thought you had to shoot the rope. But you don't. You just run to her and you get into a cutscene. But I didn't know that. So I think we did this a couple times. As I recall.
where is she, you bastard?
She's one tough lady. I didn't like how disrespectful these, they're not Del Lobos, but these bad guys were when they were talking about her, but I guess, you know, it's a Rockstar game, so you had to have that in there. Metro says, have you ever seen the Western movie Deadwood? I know the TV show Deadwood by HBO, but I don't know the movie. If you're talking about the TV show, I have it on Blu-ray. And I love it. But I don't know the movie.
Where's Bonnie? I thought we had a deal.
Well, you thought wrong. We don't make deals with the law.
Let's try that again, shall we?
Ambush! Get his cover! John, you gotta get to Bonnie before they kill her.
This sure is pleasant.
These missions are good preparation for Mexico. This mission is almost just a cut and paste of everything we do in Mexico. Metro says, wait, you're right. I meant the show. Yeah, I love that show. Great opening credit sequence. HBO TV shows always had great opening credit sequences. Seth Bullock, Timothy Olyphant, great character. Just a perfect cowboy. Yeah, it was a great show. At least the first 2 seasons. I haven't watched the movie just because I don't want to see those characters old. I don't care what they did.
Where's Bonnie? I thought we had a deal.
Well, you thought wrong. We don't make deals. Stay in here and trash.
Then Ian McShane, it's Al Swearingen. But so many like I can't think of a single character. Calamity Jane, can't. I mean, it was perfectly cast and perfectly written. Metro Edit says Wild Bill Hickok is also in there. Yeah. Keith Carradine, David's brother, David's half brother.
I ain't got no time for nonsense. Get away.
Yeah, I really prefer health bars to rather than just the screen getting bloodier and bloodier. Can't really tell how much health we have with these screens. Almost shot a deputy there. Metro says, I only watched season 1. Yeah, I recommend the first 2 seasons. It kind of goes off the rails in season 3.
What the hell took you so long, stupid man?
Well, you weren't exactly helping me.
If you think I'm gonna lower myself by making a joke about being all
But
tied up,
that's par for the course with HBO shows.
come on.
The first season of Westworld is ridiculously good. It's almost a perfect TV series, and then it goes nuts. I would recommend like the first season and half of the second season. But I highly recommend Westworld. And Clint Eastwood fell off. So, Clint Eastwood wanted to mention The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Without whom none of these games would exist.
What can I say, partner?
I'm certain of that. Metro says, how's Sadie? She's conked out on the couch. I ran her a lot in the park tonight. I'll see if I can call her over. Hey. No, she's fast asleep. David, how's Kodak? And Metro, do you have a dog? Have you mentioned it before? I don't recall if you have. And if you don't have a dog, I highly recommend getting one. Huxley asks, do you know the glitch to get the Rose Gray Bay Arabian before the epilogue? No, I do not, apart from the Saint Denis horse glitch. Which only works in version 1. If you know of a new glitch please share it with the chat. David says he's feeling better. He went to the vet because of his shoulder. Oh, that's too bad. What happened to his shoulder? Poor dog. Huxley says you can if you cheat in any horse. And safe. Okay, Huxley. Metro says, yes, I have a dog named Chewy, a miniature Australian Shepherd. Oh, that sounds adorable. Chewy after Chewbacca? Chewbacca? Are you a Star Wars fan, Metro? Odog says, Santa Nitric works for sure if you have disc. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Odog. And Huxley says, if you do the Chapter 4 save with Cheats glitch, you can get any horse you want and anything you want. Okay. Metro says he's about 5 or 6, I think. Yeah, Sadie will turn 3 this year. And I believe we're coming up on the infamous Chariot race. Odog says, I've got a cat named Princess Leia.
Mr. Marston.
A fine name for a cat. I believe all cats, males and females, are princesses.
Oh, Seth of the dead. Yes, interesting fellow. You don't meet many men these days with the moral fortitude to cut straight to the chase.
Metro
like
says,
that.
yep, we named him after Chewbacca.
Mr. West Dickens.
Yes, contemporary society is remarkably harsh on professional experience.
You know, fun fact,
Ancient Egypt, it was an art form valued more highly than literature. I believe Seth comes.
I'm looking this up
How very interesting.
just to make sure I get the facts right.
More about our plan.
Your plan.
Chewbacca was inspired by
I am merely the
George Lucas's Alaskan Malamute, who was, as you probably know, are huge dogs, and he was sitting in the driver's seat of George's car,
A man who sells lies.
and George had the idea of a giant
A man who, if he doesn't
a
help,
giant furry
I won't
alien
think twice about
co-pilot
putting a bullet through
from
his
that
skull. Feed
image.
vultures myself.
And ironically, that dog's name was
exterior of a violent man,
Indiana.
the soul of an angel,
Recall
and
in
that's what I think I cherish most about you.
Indiana 3, where Dr. Jones says, we named the dog Indiana.
Tend to your
That's what they were referencing, is that Alaskan Malamute.
we need
So you got 2 iconic characters
oil the
from the
machine
same dog.
business, and this
Metro says, I've got school tomorrow. I gotta hit the hay. So see you next stream.
which we concern ourselves.
Okay, Metro. Appreciate you being here. Have a great week. We shall return on Friday with the Bad Honor free roam.
Armor plate for the wagon, extra hands, and I need some danger money.
So, let's sell some more of these cures.
Sell cures? Around here? Do you want to see me lynched? No. The sport of kings. Racing, my friend. The sport of
3
kings.
cases of Miracle Tonics. That seems really heavy for Marston.
Signed,
Odog says later. Later, Metro.
lying, cheating degenerate like myself can prosper. Come, let's finish the loading and we'll discuss it as we drive.
No worries, Metro. We know what you meant. And we appreciate you being here. Thank you, friend.
Seth is an interesting fellow, is he not?
I wouldn't say it.
David says Malinois have shoulder dysplasia, prone to it, and he plays rough, so he's a little limpy right now. He's on meds. Oh, that's sad, David.
Connection with it more like.
I think German Shepherds have that too, or they have it in their hips.
Mind you, at least he waits until they're
Because they're
dead.
such big boys, I would assume.
Nobody is more critical of drinkers than a drunk who's mended his ways.
What are you talking about?
Come on now, John. I've heard about you. You spent your life robbing people. It's a little inappropriate to be taking the moral high ground now.
Sadie plays rough, but I don't think she's had any health issues. Knock on wood.
We stole from those who had too much. We tried to give to those who had too little.
A Robin Hood with spurs. Oh, romantic. You expect me to believe that poppycock? Maybe I'll have the good fortune to be able to leave my nefarious
David
life
said most
behind
shepherds do.
and work on the government's dime.
Don't talk about things you don't understand.
Dear, oh dear, simmer down, my boy. You need to start appreciating your friends more. Folks around here don't see you as any different from Bill Williamson.
I didn't think I'd have to huckster snake oil and dig up the dead, that's all.
And I didn't feel
Collaboration is the
we could
key
skip to
success.
destination with these
I can help
scenes
you.
because
Seth,
there's
you know,
dialogue,
It's business. Nothing
and we
more,
don't want to miss
nothing
the
less.
dialogue.
There's no need to make it quite so personal.
So we just kept going, see what they had to say. But this chariot race, I will tell you right now, it's not a spoiler alert. We did horribly. It was embarrassing. And I'm going to show you because I show you everything. We did redeem ourselves in a later playthrough. I did redo these missions, but not in this playthrough. When I finally figured out how the mechanics of how the chariots worked, and we had sort of figured out the race course. David said he was sad and wasn't eating. Oh, that's sad. I hate that. It's like, those are the only times I wish, well, I always wish dogs could speak English, but, you know, when they're hurting, or they're in pain, or they're not feeling well, and they can't really tell you.
So what's your role in all this?
Think of me as your spiritual guide.
Do I have to?
You are a free man, of course, but I strongly recommend it. Imagine
David says he only wanted my wife's spot on the couch. He would give her cow eye and wine. Yeah, something's wrong.
No, sir.
You need to fix it. You need to fix it, Dad.
Motivation, dear boy.
I'm definitely feeling motivated to get the hell out of here.
Here we are, John. Gap Tooth Breach. Whoa!
Yeah. I went into this thinking, how hard can this be? And it was a little more difficult than I anticipated. David says he's getting better. That's good news.
But for you newcomers, this here's a fair race. Keep to your manners and
Yeah, it's always tense
plan.
when
So now that's been
the
said,
dog isn't feeling well.
each other off the road like always. All right now, counting to three.
David says, "Oh Lord, the race." Yeah, it's ridiculous, but I know how to do it now. But not this playthrough. This playthrough is horrifying. But it's interesting how these race mechanics, and we can't like how these race mechanics operate the same way in Red Dead Online. David says, this part made me buy a new controller. Yeah, and it just goes on forever. Okay, there's the first one. But, you know, even at 8 out of 8, you still can't actually win the race. I know that now. I did not know that then. So we're not going to... We're actually going to skip when the game allows us to. But we will return. We will redo this race. I promise you. And we will acquit ourselves nicely. We just won't do it in this playthrough. Odog sympathizes with you, David. And if I would give you tips, I would say that you can just, you know, you will not crash into the other horses. You can just drive straight into the horse, like into that melee of horses, and they will magically part. And then the horse glitched on us. This was horrifying. So don't worry about the other horses. David says, getting the lead and keeping the lead are two different things in life and in this game. And we can't give him horse pills. And I would say, just hold down the X. Calm down on the stick, because it's a very twitchy stick. Don't ride off and drown your... Yeah. Let's try that again, shall we? See, did you notice how those other chariots just got out of the way? But you know, it's in my, you know, my habit is to keep my thumb on the stick, on the controller, and I don't recommend doing that when you're doing this race. You just kind of keep your thumb on the X and then move the controller when you obviously need to, but you know, on the straights, just keep your hands off it. It's very twitchy. David says, gives me road rage just watching you. Then my work here has succeeded, David, and we killed a spectator. Technically, we're doing this so Wes Dickens can raise money to buy armaments for his wagon, so that we can get Bill, even though Bill's, spoiler alert, is going to run away to Mexico. And in retrospect, this Chariot race was kind of fun. You know, I'm not really interested in racing games. This seemed like a very Grand Theft Auto feature that they added to a Western game. Odog says, driving like Serena, you know it. You know it. David says, haha, right. Wonder how she handled this. We should ask her next time we see her. Serena, and speaking of Serena, Serena says, hi, Antonio, I made it. Everyone say hi to Serena. Serena, have you done this mission? How did you do? We did horribly. And everyone thought of you for some reason. Don't know why. What's that about? Serena, how are you? I hope you have cooled down. And I appreciate you being here, friend. Miko says, Super Antonio, do you experience apprehension from people when you're out with Sadie because she's part pity? People were scared of my golden retriever back in the day because she was big but very friendly. Yes and no. I mean she's part pit, and I won't say that she is if you don't know dogs. I'll just say that she's a mix, and she's got a lot of Lab and German Shepherd in her, which is true. But if you know dogs, yeah, it's like she has a pit bull body. She just doesn't have a pit bull head, and she has pit bull strength. But if you know dogs, you're gonna like her. I mean, she's very friendly. You can tell by her ears and her tail. Miko says, hello, Serena. And Serena says, hi, Odog, and hi, Miko. And Odog says, LOL, I talked her up. Hi, Serena. And Serena says, I got frustrated during the race. Yeah, it's horrifying. We're going to skip it. Yeah, see, we finally finished, and we didn't finish in first place. David says, from driving to L.A. Noire to this. Ironically, L.A. Noire is only about 30, maybe 40 years after this. So we skipped, but we'll come back to that race, and I assure you, we will do quite well in a future live stream.
Fine by me.
Wasn't that fantastic? The cheers of the crowd, the thunder of the wheels.
The fallen rocks, the homicidal maniac.
Serena says, I eventually won the race. Same here, Serena.
Like you must have found that just the tiniest bit exhilarating.
Not the friendliest bunch, are they?
They take the racing very seriously.
So yeah, Miko, some people, you know, it's like they'll cross the street. They're afraid, or they'll cross the street when they see us, or they will walk in the street. I'm always very conscientious. The dog is by my side. I will move the dog to the other side, the opposite side of the person. You know, you can usually tell if they're like, not if they're going to be a problem, but if they're not, like, if they don't like dogs or they're afraid of dogs. You know, or if it's a mom with a kid, sometimes we'll cross the street just because I don't want to freak the mom out.
Well done, sir. Well
David said, so did I after buying a new controller and a few Advil.
Oh, patience, my friend. The Trojan horse cannot run before
Well, you only have to do it once.
the metaphor. Next, we need to procure some
Unless you're a
overwhelming firepower.
glutton for punishment like I am, and I wanted to return to it.
Goes by the name of Irish. Irish. interesting kind of fellow. He usually can be found.
Serena says, "LOL, David. Ha ha ha."
Around here on some
Serena, did you have a good weekend?
Great. An alcoholic arms dealer. What could be better?
Serena says, "I'm a good driver, LOL. You're a great driver. You should make all driving videos. Especially your LA Noir driving. I love your LA Noir driving." David said, "Only in new cars." You know, I remember one morning I was walking the dog, and there was this girl, schoolgirl. She was in her uniform, waiting outside of an apartment, and with her book bag and everything. I would say she was like 10 or 12, and she was unaccompanied, an unaccompanied minor, and I didn't know what she was doing. And it's like, but I walked by her, and she was like, "Can I pet your dog?" And I was like, okay. So, you know, it's like, and Sadie's very well behaved, so I made her sit, and then I just felt I should be an ambassador to dogs, and because she looked a little scared. So I said, "Okay, this is Sadie. She's very friendly. Look at her ears. Look at her tail. See how her ears are up." You know, I just like explained body language to the girl, and then she like pet her on the head, and she's so cute. And then the mom pulled up. I guess the mom was getting the car, and so I waved to the mom so she would know that I'm not a threat. And she asked me. I didn't want to have anything to do with this, and we moved on. And fortunately, Sadie didn't misbehave, but she's pretty good at like behaving, being polite with strangers. She does. I love her attitude where every stranger is just a new friend, a friend she hasn't met. I wish I had that attitude. And here's Irish. Where are we? Serena says, "I have uploaded another video, my beautiful friends." And Odog says, "Le Mafau." And Serena says, the taxidermist. Okay. I didn't see it on the feed, but we will certainly watch it. Miko says, "I got the crossing the street reaction too. And it seems some people who adore small breeds are terrified of larger ones." What I've noticed is, I've noticed a lot of women like the small breeds. What's that about? It's because they can control them really easily. You can just pick them up. And the smaller breeds seem to be more aggressive. They always want to pick a fight with Sadie, and that just revs her up. Because if you want to pick a fight with her, she's like, "Okay, come on." But, you know, the larger breeds, you know, Sadie's just, she's very respectful and playful and friendly. And she's just, "Okay, I want, you know," she's a very friendly dog, basically. Odog says, "I used to drive better on games in my sleep than Serena." And Serena says, "Haha, funny, Odog, LOL." And Serena continues, "Even driving the wagon in the game, I'm all over the place sometimes, LOL." And David says, "Very wonky controls." Yes. Yes, I agree. They fixed the controls in Red Dead 2. And here's Irish. I assume he's somehow related to Sean and the O'Driscolls. I'm sure he knew some O'Driscolls back in the day, 20 years ago.
Come on then, let's find this guy.
John Marston.
What are you doing back there? Up to it, fella.
You don't seem too upset about your friends getting killed.
Life's too short for regrets, and I'd outgrown them fools.
At some point we should return to this game. I stopped at 67% when we started playing as Jack. Not for any reason other than I wanted to work on Bad Honor Arthur. And then I just got distracted by the outfit and being bad, and that started being more fun than this game, but I'll get back to it. We got the Black Arabian and the Black American Standard Bread for Bad Honor Arthur, and we shall get the Black Hungarian Half-Breed, also known as Baylock, but we're going to use Save Wizard for her.
Irish, I've met enough men like you to last me a lifetime.
All black horses.
You can make quick work of those fellas if they give you trouble. Gun stored just inside that shack.
Sean is useless. Not Sean, Irish. Irish is useless. Pretty much just a wild goose chase where John gets shot up a lot. He does take us into Mexico, however. That's his only function.
What the hell do you want? We got ourselves.
And we drowned. David says, Baylock looks too small to be a Hungarian half-bred. Well, we will get one, so you can compare. Also, I don't know the type of machine gun that we get, but it looks a lot like the ones they had in World War I. You know, with the barrel, I assume they were water-cooled. I think I read that somewhere. I don't know enough. They're belt-fed. Not a Gatling gun. It's a very modern or World War I modern looking machine gun. Infinite ammo, of course, and ridiculously hard to control. I know we should have done short controlled bursts, but I did the spray and pray method when we finally get that thing. We have mint tea tonight, Moroccan mint. I was craving Moroccan mint. Moroccan mint was, I believe, my mother's favorite tea.
Didn't see me, did you? It's not here. That lying sack of shit.
Oh, I forgot. David, O-Dog, Serena, mods. I had an idea for Saturday, for the Saturday stream. We're going to suspend movie night for a while. But I'm going to call it the Saturday Horse Show, where we feature a horse for the entire live stream. We just put it through its paces, we field test it, and we just ride it around for 2 hours and get in adventures with it. So the first one that we're going to do this Saturday is the Red Chestnut Arabian. Basically because one of my most popular shorts is finding the Red Chestnut Arabian in Red Dead Redemption 2. And almost every day I get a comment from someone saying it's not there. And it's there, son. You're not there. So I don't understand why so many people can't find this horse, unless they're dealing with a weird version of the game. So we're going to get the Red Chestnut and then just fool around with it for 2 hours. Probably with a Bad Honor Arthur.
Travel safely now.
Miko says, isn't Baylock a Missouri Foxtrotter? You're right, Miko, sorry. Right, why did I say it was an HH? We're going to get a Black Missouri Foxtrotter. I was thinking of Boadicea, who is not black, she's red. David said Harlow. Red Harlow, yes indeed. So yeah, we're going to do the Saturday Horse Show and see how that does. And I believe there are 60-something horses in the game. Odog says, hope I'm free. Yes, Odog, I hope you're free as well. You are essential to the magic of the live stream. No pressure. But yeah, if it does well, we'll just run through all the horses. And that's like a year's worth of content. So we'll see. We'll do one, see how it does. Dealer's choice, Seth or Irish? One feature I love in Red Dead 1 is Travel to Waypoint. I really wish we had that in our game. Let's go see what Irish is up to. Man is born unto trouble.
Where are you? Oh, who do you want? I see you. Get away from me.
Right here.
Every one of these guys is a variation of Uncle,
Where's that machine gun, Irish?
which is ironic because Uncle is in this game.
I found you one.
Found us one, Irish. We're in this together. You, me, and an assault on Fort Mercer. I'm the guy that saved you from getting killed back there, and who you owe your life to, remember?
Not really. Happens to me all the time.
You don't want it to happen to you again, do you, Irish?
No, friend. I wants to buy you a drink. I wants to tell you how much she means to me, how special you is.
And I want to tell you that if you don't produce a Gatling gun within the hour, you'll wish you'd been killed back there.
It's the whiskey, sir. It gives me the memory of a newborn babe, as innocent as can be.
And it makes me violently angry. Shall we go look for that gun, sir?
Yes. Let's do that.
Can John eat in this game? I haven't really noticed. I don't think it's a I don't think it's a factor. Moving on. Odog says, yeah, he's got to be Sean's first cousin.
I love me faithless Flora, the lily of the west.
You're not gonna pass out on
He's
me,
certainly the inspiration for Sean and the O'Driscolls.
I'm right, Miss Raid. Or at least somewhere stuck between fair and meddling.
Well, you're gonna be stuck somewhere between dying and dead if you try to cross me again.
Odog says, Brittany J.E.
My intentions were pure. I swear it on me poor mother's life. I just gets it.
David says, okay, cowpokes, very early morning tomorrow. Don't forget to hit that like. We all come back now. You hear? David, I appreciate you being here, friend. You have a great week. You are the hardest worker on this channel. And we appreciate it. Go 49ers. That's great news. And Hopefully we shall see you on Friday. On Fridays we free roam. With a bad honor, Arthur.
Fishy to me, Irish. I've just about had it with you and your games. You and Wes Dickens are so crooked, you can swallow nails and spit out corkscrews.
Maybe if you was
Odug says brother or cousin. And later, bro.
Saved your life and you repaid
Serena says, bye David, was good to chat to you. Missed you. Yes, Serena, missed you. And we all miss you, Serena. So we appreciate you being here. Serena continues, good night, David.
Spend too long without daylight and foxes, and it starts playing with your mind.
I never heard so much shit come out of one mouth.
Only telling you what I heard. Oh, and we'll need a wagon or something to get it out of there. That gun's heavier than sin.
So how was I supposed to move
Serena
it
says,
by
say
myself
hi
this
to your
time?
wife, David. And David says, goodbye, see ya, dog. Serena, later, cowboy, and cowboy yets.
Put a lie of the lad.
Yeah, David, you have a great week. Appreciate you, friend.
The entrance is plain to see, and there's a shaft them bastards used to haul out heavy ore. I mean you, can use that lift to get you and the gun to the surface. I do it all myself, but the mines play havoc with me sinuses.
This mine is just as treacherous as it is in our game.
I'll meet you at the mouth of the mine shaft. And Irish, I strongly
Interesting though,
advise
the
you
mine
to
shaft is far more elaborate.
You're trespassing. State your business or move along. Intruder! Take
Who else wants some?
Took care of those guards just fine, thank you very much. Ben really didn't have much of a strategy here. Duck and cover and just walk right in. Serena, have you finished this game? And one more. There he is. Yeah, this mine is super elaborate. Kind of reminds me of Murphy Brood, Butcher's Creek, Beaver Hollow, I mean. John was trying to blast that dynamite.
Come on this way! I'm gonna cut you so clean!
Also reminded me of Resident Evil. Just these random stacks of dynamite. They do that a lot in Resident Evil. Random things that explode that. They're more critical in Resident Evil, however. Also had the idea of Samurai Saturdays, where we do a Ghost of Tsushima playthrough. I like the alliteration, but I do want to keep this as an Arthur channel, a Red Dead channel. I don't really want to expand to any other games. But I do like the alliteration of Samurai Saturday. That guy's right in front of us. There he is.
This ain't nice, I know. Playtime's over, kids!
These guys hiding behind all the crates, which can't really blame him. John has the same idea. So much of this game is just finding the next piece of the puzzle to get you closer to Bill and Javier and then Dutch. It's very linear. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not the lore isn't as developed as Red Dead 2. I mean, in theory, you learn more about why John is doing this, and we are rescuing Jack and Abigail, or Jack and Abigail are being held hostage, but we don't know Jack and Abigail. Not if you played this game in 2010. Don't know his family.
Sorry, partner.
And, I mean, we have this new character who's off the boat of, off Blackwater, and he just jumps in. He has to find his old friends or gang members, compatriots. And we spend a lot of time just chasing down parts and little pieces of machine guns and raising money, just to get us closer to the goal. The ultimate end goal, of course, is John and Abigail, or John and Abigail and Jack being reunited. But again, we don't know him as a family man. We don't know Jack and Abigail, and I feel we are not invested if you're just doing a first playthrough and you have no experience with Red Dead 2. These missions are fun, they're exciting, they're just kind of a little repetitive. Let's have some medicine.
You knew this is how it had to be.
And finally, we get a machine gun. This is more like a Gatling gun than the ones we get to use in Mexico. I guess they had more advanced weaponry down there. This was kind of fun, pushing this thing around. It reminded me of, then this guy's in the way, we can't pick him up. And he pretty much gums everything up. So I thought we could perhaps find an alternate route. I wondered if he was supposed to be there. But we can't pick him up. Reminds me of Indiana Jones. This minecart sequence. Micah says, I kind of like the gangs in Red Dead 1. They're not clearly defined. You get the Mexican army, you get the rebels, you get these randos. You get the guys who are mad at Irish. The guys that are mad at West Dixon. I mean, they don't have lore, they don't have backstory, they don't have history, they don't have a culture. Every gang in Red Dead 2 has a clearly defined culture. I find that fascinating. And it was fun just riding this thing all around the mine to nowhere and back again. Serena says, not too bad today. Cloudy, bit of rain, still humid. Yeah, it's your summer. I'm sorry about that. Does it get cold in the winter? Do you get cold? How cold? You're going to say it not in freedom degrees, so I'll have no idea what you're saying, but I'm curious. There. Finally, we can get this back to where we need to be. I like how elaborate this mine is. Even though there's really nothing down here, and it's just fun to drive this thing around, this minecart. Also, interestingly enough, these mines and these underground scenes are not half as claustrophobic as the mines in the caverns in Red Dead 2. There's Irish. That rope doesn't seem strong enough to hold us. And John muscles that all by himself.
God's own gun, ain't that the truth? I got us a borrowed flatbed parked down below. Don't let go of her, she's a beast.
What am I doing?
Now we gotta fight these jokers. Also, we can get to Mexico. It would be fun if we could ride these things around in Red Dead 2, Gaptooth Breach.
as executive peacemaker delivered to Old West Dickens.
Finally, we are getting somewhere.
Just make sure it doesn't fall off on the way.
Serena says, yes, was good. Weekend was hot. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But it'll cool down in the fall. Serena says, did you have a great weekend, Antonio? Yes, I did. Thank you. Took it off mostly. I worked on the Bat Honor playthrough. We got some chaps for Arthur. And Serena asks, did everyone else have a great weekend? I hope they did. And there's no trinket under these stairs. I don't even think there are stairs. Interesting how these interiors are fully rendered, but there's nothing in there. In Red Dead 2, they just locked the doors. For most of them, they didn't even bother with interiors. Serena asks, where's Sadie? Sadie is on the couch. I'll see if I can get her. I will. For you, Serena, I will wake her up. Metro says, I'm back. Hold on. Hold that thought. Talk amongst yourselves. Hey. 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 Come on. Come here. Come here. Hop up. Hop up. There she is. There she is. You're supposed to say hi to Serena. Say hi. Say hi. Look up here. Look up here. Look. Say hi. Say hi. Say hello to the chat. Okay. There. She wasn't asleep. I didn't have to wake her up. She was just waiting patiently. You're supposed to be sitting here when we have live streams because you are the co-host. You are shirking your responsibilities. I thought dogs were loyal and true. She look look at that yawn. I know you're tired. I'm sorry you're tired. You had a long day. She had a long day. Ran a lot. Explored a lot. Smelled a lot of odd things. Now she's ready for bed. Serena says, hi Metro, welcome back. Appreciate you being here, friend. Appreciate you being here, Serena. Say hi to Serena. I know. Just don't yawn. It's not polite. Or don't yawn on camera. Okay. Okay, just stay here now. Stay here. Have a nap. Let's see what Wes Dickens is up to. I think we need to see Jenny again. No, this is the California guy.
Nice to see another sentient being out here. Name's Sam. Sam Odessa.
He's interesting
Name they gave my grandpappy
because, like Gavin, he's a mystery that goes nowhere. A stranger event that is just kind of circular and repetitive. Exactly like Gavin.
Been out here for several weeks or several generations, I guess. Would have made better time, but my
Yeah, and I
horse-
really wish we'd done this during the day so we'd have better light, better footage.
See the ocean.
I hear it's wet.
From the Black Sea to the Pacific in 3 generations. I'm gonna make something of myself there. I'm gonna
But I think
find something.
ultimately Gavin is a reference to Red Dead 1, not
Find one of them.
canonically, just in the sense of it's a quirky stranger event that goes nowhere. Hey, stay here. Stay. Hey, stay here. Okay, please, please and thank you.
Thanks very
There.
much for the kind advice.
Stay here. Stay with me.
Appreciate it. Maybe I'll go get me on a coach.
A deliberate mystery. Are there events like this in Grand Theft Auto? I never noticed if there were, but I didn't. I only finished like half the game, and I was only playing story mode. Wasn't really free roaming. And Sadie moved under the desk. Under the desk is home base to her. You might have to take care of that condor. It's not a condor, but John thinks it is. Really should have stopped to pick up the feathers. We can sell them in town, but we didn't. Most of the time, we didn't bother. We completely whiffed this mission, funny man. Not intentionally. And we got to redo it, fortunately. So it respawned. Interesting, if you kill Maximo in Red Dead 2 without getting the map will be available at the fence for $1. So that's good. That's nice. So you don't really need Maximo to do that treasure map, that treasure thread. It was nice of the developers to add that. They just assumed that there would be players that would that would want to kill everyone without considering the significance. They know their gaming audience, or they used to, at least. And we went the wrong way. He was up in the tower. We were just trying to look down. Sadie moved back to the couch. She's liking the couch. It's cool on the couch, I believe. And back to Bonnie's we go. Let's sleep a bit, see if we can get some daylight. We've been collecting scraps, but not really interested in these outfits. Always reload some ammo. We did at some point get an improved campsite, which will automatically reload your ammo. And that's convenient.
Look out, mister.
I guess we better check on Irish. And what happened to our horse? I do love fast travel from camp, and that is a great feature, fast travel to Waypoint. Metro says, I tried out Emmett Granger's gun, and it's all right. Okay. Thought that video would do better than it did. Oh, Emmett Granger's. I was talking about Jim Boy Calloway's gun.
Up, sister. Put them up.
Irish, what are you doing?
Who the hell are you?
Give me that. I'm your
I
old
thought we
friend
would see
Amnesia.
Sister Calderon in this game. These, or Mother Superior Calderon. These ladies reminded me of Mother Superior Calderon,
Make sure you reach heaven before these
who
two
is
ladies.
available
Get down.
in Undead Nightmare.
Oh, Mr. Marston. How are you?
Ashamed to know you.
Interesting, most Irish were devout Catholics, especially in 1911 or 1910, whenever this was set.
I'm sorry about this man.
So it's quite scandalous
Unfortunately, lost his
for
way to
Irish
demon drink.
to be robbing
At least
these
I hope he
ladies.
has, and he wasn't this stupid all along. So, please excuse us.
Almost blasphemous.
Now, Irish, that Gatling gun doesn't work. I find that rather upsetting, don't you?
Oh, heartbreaking.
And as always,
Which is why I
Irish
was
has
just coming to
a
see
bunch
you
of
when
people
the
angry at
time
him.
to better me. Come on. I know where we can find
And because Marston being who he is, if it's Irish fight, Irish's fight, it becomes our fight.
Drink or two, mister.
I wish I could, but I'm married.
What you looking at? What you looking at? Huh?
Thieves Landing is so much more active and and overdeveloped in this game than in our game. All this building and development happened in 3 years.
That's fresh air's got me head spinning like a top.
3-4 years.
Poor fella.
Shut up, you lazy drunk, before I stop your head spinning with a bullet.
I resent that, Johnny. I've been working like a beaver on your behalf.
You've been working like a weasel on my behalf. Bushwhacking defenseless ladies of the cloth? You must have been raised on sour milk, Irish.
What are you talking about? I'm a good Catholic boy.
You're a booze-blind coward.
Sour milk.
And you're
Interesting
hypocrite,
metaphor,
You
Marston.
robbed just as many innocent folks as
And
I tried to only rob
have
those
I
who had
spoken
more
about
than
how articulate and
more money than anybody.
well read this Marston is?
going, Irish.
He's so much more educated and cultured
Johnny boy,
than
you're set up.
John in Red Dead 2. However, this Marston is like 10 years older.
And he's got the ammunition we need.
He's much more heroic, much more confident and assured of himself, as he should be. He's acting
With mine if things keep on this.
more like Arthur.
This is it.
Again, as he should be. He's the protagonist of this game. I like his personality here
Well, I'll be
more than
This door was supposed to be unlocked.
more than Red Dead 2, of course.
Get in around the back.
I'm beginning to lose my patience.
He's just much more fully developed and rounded and interesting as a character here than
I'm starting to think you're
than in our
sorry,
game.
Johnny boy. Can't even sneeze these days without you being there to catch the drift.
But you know, Red Dead 2 is Arthur's game, and Red Dead 1 is John's game, as it should be. Miko says, yep, John has matured and hardened over the years. Yes, he has. That's a good word. That's a good way to describe him, hardened. But if you had no idea, if you're playing this cold, or playing this in 2010, he's a legend. I'm sure you would love him as much as Arthur.
Sounds like Shakey's on
Arthur.
the gun and got himself found out.
And then when you get to Red Dead 2, you'd be like, who is this?
Shaky, you wretched fucking son of a whore.
But you do finally figure out his scars.
Labor relations don't sound like they're exactly at an all-time high. You sneak in and get poor Shaky loose. I'll go get the wagon.
I think that must have been a wonderful reference.
He's a good man, that
First time you see John, he has the fresh scars.
I'll be waiting out by the front gate with the wagon. Good luck.
It's almost worth doing another playthrough, or at least another run through Chapter 1, just to see all the Red Dead 1 references of Marston. Serena said, I did the mine one, got out a couple times. I did it. I was scared of the mine, LOL. Yeah, it's a little scary in there, but we took care of it. Have you finished this game, Serena? Serena says, no, I haven't finished it yet. I did finish it when I had PS3. When are you getting your PS5? Serena says, I'm halfway through the game now. Yeah, I'm about halfway through. But we're taking our time on these live streams. Marston Mondays will be Red Dead 1 until we finish the game. Odog says, I finished twice.
My kindness is only as good as the bullets you can fetch up for me and your friend Irish. Let me down, and you'll be a dead.
How do you like the ending, Odog? Without spoiling. I've tried not to spoil it. I haven't, watched any videos. Playing as Jack now. I know the basic ending and how it dovetails with Red Dead 1 or Red Dead 2, but other than that, I'm just waiting until it happens. We should return to the game, but I'm working on the horse show. The viewer horse show, not the Saturday stream horse show. Serena says, I like it because you can go to Mexico in this game. Can't in Red Dead 2. That's true. That's very true. And Serena says, nice, O-Dog. However, I hate to say this, but I got bored in Mexico. The missions were repetitive, apart from that gunslinger, Langston. O-Dog says, I loved it. Had a trick that John escaped out of the back door and lived. Was hoping that was canon. Yeah, that's a pretty spectacular death scene. I was thinking of making a short out of it.
Let's shoot the hell out of these cowards! Nobody puts their hands on shit.
But wait, there's more.
Ain't no need to die, friend.
Yeah, Mexico, you know, I got bored there. You know, it's just fight with the Mexican army and then fight with the rebels. Missions were basically repetitive. There was no lore. I mean, it was fun to be there. At first, at least. Shaky. And we have to do it all over again, but that's okay. We could use the practice. We shall need it in Mexico. Now we know where everybody is. Serena says, I can't get the strange man to spawn again. I did it once, but didn't record. I lost the video. Not sure if he will respawn again. You know, we didn't get the strange man at all. Is he a free roam event, O-Dog? Now that I think of it, and we're past John. So I think I'll finish the game and then reload an old save and see if we can get the strange man, but I have no idea, Serena. You should ask O-Dog. Yeah, come to think of it, I haven't seen the strange man once. What's that about?
Come on, mister. We're sitting ducks in here.
I'm going to look him up right now.
There's a bunch more of them out by the crates. Think you can beat me? I'll show you. I'll take you, y'all.
He's seemingly wandering around America and Mexico during 1911 and always has a quest for John, where he always gives two possible morale solutions. Yeah, so he's a free roaming event. Where's the strange man can first be met between Armadillo and McFarlane's ranch, where he tasks John with helping in moral dilemmas. The first has John go to Thieves Landing, where he can encourage or discourage an affair. We completely missed the strange man. That's super annoying. Can you get him as Jack? O-Dog says, should have been in the game on the ridge north of Armadillo out on the cliff by a tree. Does he come up with a question mark or something? I mean, is he marked like a stranger event? And can we get him as Jack? If not, I'm going to reload. We'll finish the game, then I'll reload, or maybe even start a new game just to get the strange man. Because we cannot leave Red Dead 1 without the strange man. Serena says, okay, O-Dog, thank you. I missed it because I didn't record, got no video. Will he respawn again? I have to go look. I'm sure he'll respawn again. All the stranger events respawned in this game.
Even shaky. You still owe me for them morphine pills to calm your nerves. You'll get your half. More
I'm surprised even in 2010 people didn't complain about shaky. I mean, they complain about everything now, but and moving on. I was so distracted by Mexico and just moving the plot forward, I completely forgot about the strange man.
Someone's gonna drive the wagon, don't they?
I was really looking forward to making videos on it.
Not just the glory like you. Damn, I knew they wouldn't give
Got
up
more of
on
these
me.
jokers to fight.
Johnny, I'll get you back, McFarlane.
Don't worry about the horses. Serena, I saw you, you got to see the Emerald Ranch daughter. That's super rare.
I don't like this, Marston. My heart's beating like a bloody drum.
Just drive, Irish. You're acting like a schoolgirl. I'm telling you, Irish, that machine gun had better work after all this.
Don't you worry. You won't find a finer piece of artillery west of Dublin. Get that fella on the bridge. Jesus, you really...
If Bat Honor Arthur sees her, I'm afraid he's gonna have to take a shot at her. Serena says, "Oh dog, you free this week or weekend? We still have to play online. I can make a video." And Serena says, "Yes, it gets cold in winter." Mr. Matty says, "Hey there, Mr. Welcome back, Mr. Matty." Just in time. We're collecting machine gun parts and I realized I had not encountered the strange man. So we shall have to redo some of these events. But I'm gonna finish the game first because I don't want to lose progress unless we have to.
So I guess this is where we part ways, Johnny Marston.
Or maybe not, friend. You're gonna be right alongside me when I take on that.
But for me, it's almost worth
It's time you pull the damn trigger for once.
it's almost worth another playthrough,
Yes, of course.
a speed run just to get the Strange Man events.
I just hope I don't steal all your glory. Wouldn't be right or proper.
Odog says, "I want to, whichever day," he's talking to Serena, "whichever day I can wiggle free. Have to take kids to school, so I gotta get in bed soon. So, not tonight." Well, you know, Odog, family comes first. Even though, I should mention that this channel is your family as well. Don't worry, Odog. We needed to check on Bonnie, but we can't see Bonnie for a while. She's fine, though. And the Scarecrow with the free hat is not available. Pardon me, sir. Have you seen Bonnie? Ms. McFarlane to you. Serena says, "Okay, Odog, no worries. We will work it out." These first few playthroughs, I'm still kind of just working it out, figuring out this game. Serena says, "I made you a mod for my channel. Hope that's okay, Odog." Yeah, see, Odog, you're collecting mods like Super Bowl rings. Well done, Odog. You can keep her chat in line. You can also monitor comments, Odog, if you want.
Nice doing business with you.
Didn't really buy any of these maps. I suppose we should.
That's how most of this stuff ends.
Odog says, "Thanks." Yeah. Odog.
Spread the word.
Well done, Odog.
That's all I got for you right now.
And he has a big old heart for you, Star Hearts. Hey, Serena, I completely forgot. I called the dog Star Hearts. I call her, you know, it's like when we're walking, I'll say like, "Come on, Scout," from To Kill a Mockingbird, and then I'll also call her Wolf from Young Frankenstein. Werewolf, there, Wolf. Come on, Wolf. But I was like, you know, it's like I just gave her a little tug and said, "Come on, Star Hearts." That was for you. Mr. Matty says, speaking of Super Bowl, I saw the Sunday NFL games. Both teams I wanted to win lost. Really a shame. Well, we are a 49ers channel. We have decided, Mr. Matty. The 49ers are the team channel. Odog says, you should find a way to combine gameplay.
I like some change, but not too much change.
And I don't know what we're doing with our gun out. Oh yeah, we're following this dog. I believe his name is Charlie. We're on a routine patrol. Odog says, and Steelers, yes. And the Steelers. What will we do if they have to play each other in a Super Bowl? We'll just be happy whoever wins. And Odog says, yeah, combine the channel. It was fun following this dog around. You can do this in Mexico. And you're not really supposed to shoot him. You're supposed to tie him up and bring him back. But I didn't know that. Mr. Matty says, 49ers are pretty solid. I hope they win the Super Bowl. Even though I like the Lions, you got to admit the 49ers did great. Serena says, hi, Sadie. Sorry for waking you. You're beautiful. She was just kind of lounging. She wasn't actually asleep. But I believe she's asleep now. Because I can't even see her head. But she's back on the couch. She's all curled up. As if she's asleep. Yeah, that routine patrol, it's kind of like doing chores at camp. But more fun. It's way more fun than chopping wood or carrying bales of hay or water. And we move on. And it's still night. And that is about all I have for you tonight, friends. Really appreciate you being here. Happy Monday. On Mondays, we Marston. We shall return on Friday with the Bad Honor Free Roam Fridays. I have a new live stream event that we will be premiering on Saturday called the Saturday Horse Stream, where we feature one horse for 2 hours, starting with the Red Chestnut Arabian. So we'll see how that does. What else? Mr. Matty says, good night to you, sir. Shout out to the mods, Odog, David, Serena. So happy you made it. So happy you guys got to talk to each other. I appreciate you, all of you. Miko, thanks for being here. Everyone have a great week, and I shall see you soon.